advice. You never know if it could change your life. Take a chance, you're neither wrong or right. You never know if you don't go.
Howdy, Rob.
How's it going? How are things? How's your summer? It's high summer. It's one might even call it midsummer.
Right. Yeah, it's a summer of adventure. There's a possibility in the air. It feels like there's a quest behind every tree and parking lot here in Houston. Yeah, I'm ready for some exploring.
That's right. We've got it's an exciting time in the world of nerddom. There's a new Lord of the Rings series coming out next month that we are awaiting with bated breath. Worry not, listeners. You will hear our opinions on it when it comes out, whether you want to or not.
I think we've been mocking up our guide to the Second Age to release, on or before it comes out to let people who don't know all the lore of the Second Age
somehow we
what they should know
to not do this. But listeners, in case you aren't aware, Matt and I are real Tolkien heads. Like, we not only have we read all the books, the Silmarillion, but we've read the letters and the Song of Beren and Luthien, and we've read the Unfinished Tales,
the Children of Hurin.
We read
12 volumes of the history of Middle Earth.
All the stuff that probably should not have been released to the public. We read it. So
no.
At some point, we're gonna have to do a deep dive, several deep dives on what's going on with Tolkien's incredibly both like deep and sometimes ill-considered lore. Actually, a quick tangent about people getting mad about. Did you see this? People got mad about Lady Orcs in in I guess the new Lord of the Rings series.
Not about Lady Orcs. Orcs are supposed to be like agender. Oh no,
buff dudes, but dudes. genderless. I'm of two minds about this. One, I've got two thoughts about this. One is, who care? I can't imagine anything that bothers me less than whether or not some of the orcs are female presenting. Two, Bolg is canonically Azog's son, and as far as I know, J.R.R. Tolkien did not condone any sort of reproduction aside from regular humanish gestation. So I'm assuming
I don't think he had imagined cloning, right?
Right. And three, Tolkien's own thoughts on orcs changed about 100 times throughout his life because he kept having evolving opinions about souls and the nature of evil and whether or not, if they were corrupted elves, if they would return to the Valar or whatever, or be doomed forever. The point is, if you're worried about this, if you're bent out of shape about this, get a different hobby, I guess.
In true Catholic form, Tolkien would have a Council of Trent style discussion and debate and reversal of policy with himself.
Tolkien had a Vatican II.
Insanely powerful. Yeah.
He had a Vatican II every few years about his own lore.
Yeah, in his own library by himself. Insanely powerful stuff from Tolkien.
This is why when everybody approaches world building, nobody will ever beat J.R.R. Tolkien, because as serious as every horrible nerd is that approaches their world building, no one has ever been more serious, more dedicated, more committed than J.R.R. Tolkien. He is still the GOAT. It just sprung forth full from his mind. Great respect for that man.
Speaking of other incredible power, the amalgamation of all role-playing game companies continues. Roll20 has bought One Bookshelf. So the makers of the most popular virtual tabletop company now own one of the most, if not the most popular digital distribution of role-playing game companies. One Bookshelf, which owns the Dungeon Masters Guild, Drive Through RPG, a bunch of other things.
Right. I don't know, the rapid consolidation of every industry often makes me depressed. On the other hand, DM's Guild and Drive Through RPG are clunky, outdated, miserable websites, and I wouldn't hate if they got a little, UI UX upgrade, so they were vaguely functional.
They still feel out of Web 1.0 from
they really
2004.
Yeah, they have not. Like there's like one step removed from like a GeoCity site with flashing under construction GIFs. It's I don't know.
On the other hand, like I've never been not able to download a PDF. They never seem to like break, at least for me. So.
It's not something that I would normally complain about because they work, and that's what's really important is that you can download a PDF, you can purchase things from them. So, but we'll see. We'll see what comes of this collaboration, these fine mergers and acquisitions.
The promise of the press release is that you could take any PDF you buy from Drive-Thru RPG or the Dungeon Masters Guild and sort of access it through one of your panels when you're, let's say, running a game on Roll20 for easy access, maybe even like snipping bits to like share with your players. If that actually works, that would be cool, I imagine.
That would be
for
cool.
People running virtual games.
I don't hate that, and I've always respected the promise of Roll20, even when it doesn't quite deliver. It's still the best, in my opinion, virtual tabletop out there. I do like it when I have an opportunity or need for it, but I don't know. We'll see, I guess, is the approach that I tend to take on all of these, but
Well, speaking of the Dungeon Masters Guild, we've got to get to some letters, including one about the Dungeon Masters Guild. Thank you all for sending us your advice and or questions, and hopefully we can send some Dungeon Master advice back your way. Well, Rob, shall we get to our very first letter?
let's do it.
Okay, this one's from Nathan. Hey guys, relatively new listener of the show, only started a month and a half ago, but I've been binging it like crazy in preparation for a huge nautical 5e campaign that's somewhere between Pirates of the Caribbean and Firefly. I was curious if you guys have read or reviewed the adventure module Call of the Deep by JVCP, found in the DM's Guild. I think Rob, in particular, would like it. It's a solo-made 1 through 15 level nautical adventure with tons of pirates, ghosts, and best of all, Illithid. The big bad evil guy is actually a kraken that had an elder brain stitched onto its body. It all syncs super well with Ghost of Saltmarsh and actually leads up to a perfect excuse to transfer into Spelljammer. I'm doing it with some heavy edits to the Forgotten Realms setting to make it more friendly to playing smugglers and freebooters, but that aside, it seems so ridiculously in your wheelhouse, I want to geek out about it with you. As a fellow Oregonian, happy DMing, and keep up all your amazing work, Nathan.
Nathan, thank you for the heads up. I am not familiar with Call from the Deep, though I took a look at it after you emailed us, and it looks super rad. I love everything about this. I love every nautical campaign just as sort of a matter of course, but this has great Pirates of the Caribbean, spooky Kraken, Davy Jones vibes. I'm all about it.
You know, Rob, we have done a lot of reviews of every official Wizards adventure and some adventures by other companies. It might be nice to sit down and do a huge adventure review of just something published by a freelance author, especially one that is way in our wheelhouse.
And we've done a couple of those, not in a while though, but yeah. I like that as much as I do the official adventures. So we're gonna put this on the list because I would love to read this. This looks very, very cool.
Yeah, there's something, and I think Nathan hits on this in their letter, which is like there's something really great about a Firefly themed adventure, like the keep your ship running to get to the next place. There's you can't go wrong with a ship-based adventure.
We've talked about this at length. Players love to have a ship. They love when the ship is a character of its own. They get to name it and upgrade it and take care of it and try to keep it afloat. And Yeah, that's not super challenging always, but it's not how most adventures are designed, and I always appreciate it when there's tools and opportunity to make that happen, and this looks really, really cool.
Yeah, Nathan, I have to say, you've convinced us. We have purchased Call of the Deep, and look forward to a future episode reviewing it one day.
Yeah, good pitch, Nathan. Feel free to make more of that to us, by the way, everybody.